What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Wormy, and I'm back with another Kirsch video because this time we got some stuff to celebrate and rejoice about because my lord, people are shaking in their boots over a total Foxu victory.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what.
Now, for those of you who might have been unaware on all this, we can hop on right over here to some articles that recently came out over the past couple of weeks, put out by Vice and written by Anna Valens. And for those of you who might be unaware of who Anna Valens is, they're a failed VTuber individual that is just deranged in the head, and we'll go into more revelations on her here in a little bit. But yes, these articles came out trying to dehumanize, deperson, and attack Kirsha for opinions she didn't have and actions she never took. And it wasn't just one article, mind you. It was 2 to 3 massive articles all coming out here to actually try to destroy Kirsch, her reputation, her standing with her sponsors, and ultimately to deperson her.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, but I don't listen to bastards.
These 100% were a part of an organized harassment campaign, and if you guys actually want proof of that, we can come over here to Azehara, who ends up bringing up the screenshots and the receipts. Glad Anna agrees that this is an organized harassment campaign. Now, these are actually reposts from Anna's own Blue Sky account, but they read as followed: organized harassment campaigns get most creators deplatformed. Why is she the exception? Also, this is now an organized harassment campaign. She's now putting a target on you personally. Effing no one is actually on Twitter bugging her or anything. We're just telling people about things she does.
Hate you both.
Now, when you actually sit down and think about it, the second one is them trying to justify the fact that they put on an organized harassment campaign. But when you go back over to that first one, yeah, this is you guys actually confirming that this was an entire organized harassment campaign the entire time, and that you were going out there spreading lies, slander, defamation, and actually going after her own sponsors, one of which 100% pulled out, being Crime Boss Rock A City. This was all you're doing, but I want to keep moving on with this because we got some interesting little news in this grand situation, because we come right on over here to Kirsch right now and we can see Vice has removed all 3 hit pieces on me. I'm glad they did the right thing instead of allowing a deranged ideologue to use their platform for the sole purpose of causing harm to people. And when you actually look at this, you can see not found, not found, not found. And when you go over there to check yourself, maybe type in all the URLs, you see the exact same thing. Not found, not found, not found. Because Vice has decided to remove all 3 articles, rightfully so. And you might be sitting there wondering to yourself, why the heck did this happen? What the heck's going on here? What might have caused this? Well, again, I'm going to go over here to a Kirsch post and see that she dropped a little Google Docie at 3:20 in the morning. A little early, isn't it, darling? But anyways, she tweets out, "Hey, at Vice, like some kind of secret middle of the night ballot drop, I left a little something for ya. I made sure it's on par with your company journalistic quality, so you'll take it seriously."
I'm in danger.
That's right. She dropped a good old Google Docie on us all. Now, when it comes to this Google Doc, it is a seething takedown of everything Vice has done to her. And she 100% is justified in everything she brings up. And when you actually go through it, you can see just some of the receipts she decided to post out there. For example, she takes on the initial claim put out there by Vice, and she actually tackles it head on. Here's the headline from the first article you published about me. Not to brag or anything, but I have over 184,000 fans. You accuse me of bigotry because of one of my fans is a supposed Yahtzee. That's like saying McDonald's supports communism because Kim Jong-un likes Big Macs. And she would continue actually going on to point out more of the actual issues within this article itself. Rather than back up this outrageous accusation, the article starts by talking about my sponsor, Gamer GamerSupps. However, GamerSupps is in hot water with many VTuber fans due to the behavior of one particular creator working with the company, mythic talent Kirsch Verstale, an anime fox with a knack for sharing alt-right talking points. Huh? My first time hearing all this supposed controversy. Literally, I've been sponsored by GamerSupps since 2023. This is a tactic called manufacturing consensus, where activists claim everyone agrees with them to make their points seem legitimate. Note that this paragraph doesn't cite a single source, but also it is true I've never hidden my political leanings and yet never heard of any controversy until this article started pretending there was one. And if you thought it stopped there, she also tackled the second article put out by Vice. Here's the headline for the second article Vice published about me. VTubing has an elephant in the room, bigotry. Obviously, I think harassment is bad. I don't do it, and I tell my fans not to do it. The suggestion made repeatedly in this article that I and my fans endorse harassment is totally false. In fact, fully half of the tweets quoted in this article are from a person who goes by Binted, who has seriously harassed me for months. Does Anna Vallis mention this in her article? No, and that's a fun thing, and we'll go over Binted here in a little bit because they're not too happy about this either, but Kirsch has been the one facing harassment for months from every side. Mind you, there's some weirdos even on the far right coming after Kirsch because she presented a frickin' award to a black man at a game award show.
You serious?
That's something that some actual far-right people despise Kirsch for doing, even though she's not the one that picked who got the award.
Why is everyone so fucking stupid?
But hey, back to this. Not only did she tackle the second article and point out all the actual issues there, she also tackled the third article and acknowledged that none of this is true and that you guys standing alongside Anna is a very bad idea. But what made this all perfect, what made the Google Doc actually sing, is at the very end. When you come down here to the actual final few paragraphs of the Google Doc, you get what really scared Vice. I don't want to go to court over this, but if you keep calling me a Yahtzee and keep calling for my sponsors to drop me, what else am I supposed to do? Seriously, Vice, is this what you want? You want to be the PC police for VTubers? On your front page right now, you have articles about crazy, horny mud truckers and how cool it is to be a goth in Ukraine right now, but my stream is too controversial. Take note of the first paragraph. That is what scared them, was the realization that she could actually take them to court over all this, because they knew darn well that everything they were posting about wasn't factually true. What this was a cease and desist without being an actual cease and desist, and it worked. It did what it needed to do, and it got these horrid articles actually taken down, defaming, slandering, and trying to destroy Kirsch as a creator and a streamer. But that's not all that came out recently, because we can even come over here to this particular Twitter account from Proctor, who did a much bigger deep dive into Anna Vallis and found out that Anna Vallis is actually somebody that suffers from something called POCD. And if you don't know what that is, all I'm gonna say is you're a sweet summer child, because it is a brand new interpretation for, well, MAPS. If you know that acronym, I don't need to spell this out any further for you, because yes, Anna Pierce is themselves openly admitting that, well, they're a MAP. I think I might need to do age play audios. Additionally, Shota / Lolly / etc. is an OCD trigger for me because I suffer from POCD for a very long time. I think my experience with POCD made me a lot more compassionate to people who have thoughts and feelings that can't help. This makes a lot of sense. I never experienced CSA, which I don't even know what that is. Although I did experience manipulation / exploitation by an older teen when I was younger, which was when my POCD symptoms really flared up. So this might explain it, even though I already struggled with it. And yeah, this really tells you a lot of who Anna is and who the people are that we've been dealing with. Wow, we already had one trans VTuber that openly decided to talk about age of consent around children. And now we got this one who not only advocates to, well, basically assaulting women.
In the future, there are a number of institutions that emerge. If you are a trans girl or if you are trans feminine, you can go ahead and sign up for a reservation slot to an all-day access to one of many breeding facilities. Where you get to breed the shit out of that cis girl.
But now is openly admitting that, well, they like them, the young ones. My God, the more I think about it, the more I think nuclear winter would be a blessing on us all. But hey, not only do we have Anna going silent right now and becoming the laughing stock of the VTuber community, we also end up having more fun times because Bint decided to not only go private, but to do a few last posts before, well, running away with their tails between their legs. I stand by what I said about Kirsch. My overall points regarding the things she said and the things I've shown speak for themselves. I think they're extremely upsetting things and that people were not only misled to find them reprehensible in their full context. Well, you never actually put out the context. Mind you guys, this is one of the main people spreading the out of context clips, the out of context statements, and was one of the lead harassers within this actual campaign. But hey, they can't admit that they were wrong. Oh, and one other person, we end up having Niara coming out here and letting their voice be heard. And again, if you want to know who this person is, well...
And it's always like so interesting that these people are like obsessed with age of consent.
That's it! Killing you both!
Yeah, I think that one speaks for itself. But Vice has pulled the articles on Kirsch following her threats of legal action. I'm not sure this was a smart move.
God, it's like you just use words you hear randomly to try and sound smarter.
No, this was the smartest move they could have possibly done. But it is interesting seeing Nara come out here and say dumb things like this because, well, free speech doesn't exist over in the UK, so maybe watch yourself a little bit more before continuing to spread knowingly false information just because you have some sort of vendetta against somebody that's obviously more popular than you. But this is the thing, guys. All these people are now freaking out because Kirsch is winning. And that's what this is. This is the cancellation of cancel culture. This is the Kirsch ultimate win, where she might have lost Crime Boss, which again, that is one of the ones that hurt us the most because we all love Crime Boss. Kirsch loved Crime Boss and she actually wanted that game to be a success. But when you start sitting down and looking at more of the mathematics of it all, Crime Boss and in-game studios, they only accounted for a few $100s in Kirsch's pocket. Things like Uwu Market and GamerSups, they account for so much more money in Kirsch's pocket, and they're still sticking by her even with this crazy harassment campaign going on right now. You're seeing a total victory. You're seeing how it is to truly survive these cancellations, and the number one way to do that is to say no. Stand up to them, dig your heels in, and tell them to piss off. Because what these people truly want is compliance. They're authoritarians and what they say goes. So when you comply to what they say, when you comply to what they are trying to do to you, that's when they win. When you stand tall, stand up to them, look the bullies directly in the face, flip them the bird and tell them to bite me, that's when they start freaking out the most because that's you showing they have no true power. And even though you might have some weird individuals on the internet trying to say that this whole situation was just cancellation on both sides and both sides are evil, bad individuals, those guys are honestly just idiotic people that can't understand that the true way to stand up to cancel culture is to truly stand up and tell people to kick rocks. But hey, it's nice to see people win for a change instead of getting completely depersoned. But I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Let me get your guys' thoughts on all this down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it out, friends, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video and go live, guys. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.